now. We've got Eric Moyer with a super chat. Thank you, Eric. When test cruises are supposed to happen June 20th, do you know when people may get notified? It's an excellent question. No, I do not. I have not seen anything yet. I've not seen like actual proof that anyone's been contacted. I don't know that there's a cutoff time or a date or really anything other than test cruises are happening, Eric, and that's all we kind of know at this point. There's been no other updates from Royal Caribbean as to timelines and how it works and who gets invited and when and all this. Don't know, my friend. Don't know. Our next question is from Kathleen Craig. Royal Caribbean Richard Fain said, if not vaccinated, we'll have to pay. How will we pay if we cannot be vaccinated due to medical health issues? You know, it's a good question, Kathleen. Obviously, Kathleen is talking about what we just saw earlier today. I posted it in a new video update that Richard Fain, Royal Caribbean Group Chairman and CEO, said. And he basically said that those people that are not going to be vaccinated will incur a higher cost. Now, Kathleen, he obviously did not elaborate on what those higher costs would be, and I certainly don't know what those could be. At the very least, it will be testing that you'll have to do, right? PCR testing, antigen testing, whatever. He mentioned that. So that at the very least. Could there be more? Possibly. I don't know. It's a great question. But obviously, there's been a lot of discussion over the last couple of days about vaccines because it looks like now Royal Caribbean has maybe changed its policy. We'll wait and see exactly what to expect there. Melanie wants to know, is Royal Caribbean in discussion with New Jersey? I can tell you because I've reached out to the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. They are definitely open for cruise ships to go in there. I don't think, Melanie, the issue are the cruise lines. I don't think the issue are the ports. I think they're ready, willing and able. The problem, Melanie, is of course getting permission from the CDC to begin sailings. That's what it's all about right now. I think that in my opinion, if Royal Caribbean was ready to restart cruises from New Jersey tomorrow, they said, we're good to go. I have no doubt in my mind that the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey would allow the ships into Bayonne. I know that for a fact because I reached out to them a couple weeks ago and asked the question, are you open or something to that effect? And they were like, yeah, we're just obviously we're waiting for, different approvals and whatnot, but the port is ready. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. Cheryl wants to know what happens if you test positive on the return. Do you have to stay in Nassau for 10 days? Royal Caribbean has a arrangement, that's the word, with the Bahamas to make sure that anybody who would be able to test positive would be taken care of, medical quarantine, medical attention, whatnot. I can't speak to Cheryl like what those protocols would be exactly, but they're not going to let you like just sit in your room and isolate you forever until you magically aren't positive anymore. They're going to take care of you, get you proper health attention. Lori wants to know, instead of a drink package, could I estimate how much I'll spend for drinks and put that amount on an onboard credit account so no surprise at the end of the cruise? Yes, that's actually a great trick. I used to do this actually, Lori, before the drink package days. But absolutely, you can go down to guest services on board the ship and you can give them cash. Be like, I'd like to deposit, $100, $10, $1,000, put it right in there. I used to like this idea, Lori, for folks before the drink package existed. Basically, you would say, okay, I think I'll spend $600 on drinks or whatever, right? You put that money down. If you spend that money, great, you're all set. But if you have leftover, you can actually take that money back. When you deposit money, you can get that money refundable, as opposed to like onboard credit that you get from Royal Caribbean through a promo. That's not available as an option. So, Kenneth Kimes, if you're not a sun lover but going to Southern Caribbean, what's a must-do on a sea day? Do some, the activities on board. Trivia. Do trivia in the pub. It's a lot of fun. It's addictive. It's not about winning or losing, although winning is fun. It's just, it's a great challenge. I love it. You get to meet people on there. Really love it. Really, really love it. Tim's got a question for us, and I apologize, Tim. Is Royal Caribbean ever going to compensate Diamond Plus members for eliminating the concierge lounge? No. Number one, Diamond Plus were never, they've been systematically getting rid of the Diamond Plus members from the concierge lounge. Full disclosure, Tim, I am a Diamond Plus member. They're not going to compensate you for a benefit for that. Not only that, you still have access to the Diamond Lounge. Let's not forget that. So that's number two. And number three, this is a policy for Adventure of the Seas, and it's related to social distancing, my friend. So keep all that in mind. This is not the written in stone end all be all. I understand you might be disappointed with that, but I would also point out to you that you still have the Diamond Lounge. You have more drink coupons than you had before, assuming you're even on Adventure of the Seas, Tim. For all I know, you're not. I don't know. But the short answer is no to your question. Michelle, when's the next group cruise? It is November. Thanksgiving this year. Thanksgiving, Harmony of the Seas. More details at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/events. RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com/events. Michelle, it's good to see you. Good name I haven't seen in a little bit. Thank you. Smoky Bandit, am I going to kiss the floor of the ship once you board an homage to the return of cruising? I'm not sure I kiss the floor. I don't think you really can catch COVID that way, but I'll just use that as the excuse. But I will definitely, there's going to be a moment. One of the things I want to do on this cruise a lot of is really take a moment and stop and smell the flowers kind of situation. You know, Lisa says, heard people talking about COVID insurance. Is it necessary? And if so, how do we get it? It's like all travel insurance, Lisa. It's a good idea. If you ever needed it, boy, is it nice to have. There's a number of companies that sell travel insurance. Royal Caribbean sells your own as its own brand of it. There's many others as well. It's kind of like car insurance. There's many different companies that offer it. My advice to you is go online, look for travel insurance. That's what you're looking for. Maybe you type for cruise ship travel insurance if you want to be a little more specific, but it really doesn't matter. And look at the policy, Lisa. They're not all the same. One of the big mistakes, people say, oh, I heard about travel insurance. Let me get it. And then they just assume the plans are all the same. Let me just go find the cheapest one I can find. I'm good, right? Not necessarily. Make sure you see what the plan covers, when it goes into effect, and what it doesn't cover. Brian, because you never know what the cruise companies will look like and the activities you will want to do, have you ever not pre-booked specialty dining and waited to do so on board with success? Yes and yes. Actually, Brian, I do this a lot, actually, because if you buy a dining package, you can't pre-book. You cannot pre-book dining when you book a dining package. So you always have to do it on board the ship. If you do it on the first day of the cruise, you'll have a lot of success. But I know what you're saying. Like, well, I don't know what's going to happen on day 6. What time I want to eat dinner. Depends on the restaurant. Izumi Hibachi usually will sell out. Others, depends, quite frankly. But in general, you're fine. I mean, you may not get exactly the time, like the optimal time, but availability is usually pretty good on there. So the short answer is yes. I've done that many times. There's nothing wrong with doing that as well. Again, you might be locked out at one restaurant, but there's usually another restaurant that'll be open there. So it's not like every restaurant ever sells out. Probably the one exception to all that are holidays. Like if you're going on Christmas or Thanksgiving or New Year's Eve, they get a lot busier for those kinds of things. Anyway, guys, thank you again for joining us here. Have a great rest of your week. I will be doing live broadcasts with you guys on YouTube. Look for them this weekend into next week. So beginning Saturday, we'll be doing a live, I'm hoping right around noon, 1 o'clock. It will at least start bringing you some live coverage from on board the ship. Look for that. Plenty more at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It has been my pleasure to be talking cruise with you here this evening. I don't know how else to say thank you, but thank you for your support. Thank you for everything tonight. This has been utterly amazing. Yeah. Again, have a great night, everybody. Let's talk to you all real soon on a cruise ship in 5 days.